Only one type of burger. For every pallet. Fries are extra. Large in size. We've got the shakes. Going over the brim.
Hey, this is Chris from JCW's. Put a positive, delicious spin on your day at any one of our 5 locations. In Lehigh, American Fork, Provo, South Jordan, or Harriman. JCW's, quality and a lot of it.
Looking for music that lifts your spirit and fills your heart? Experience the powerful sound of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Now streaming on all your favorite music platforms. Find the Tabernacle Choir on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pandora. Let the music of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square inspire you today and every day. Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the go, enjoy the beauty of their world-renowned sound anytime. The Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, streaming now.
It's 10 a.m.
Let's just get down to it.
And it's time for your sports fix.
Strap yourselves in, folks.
From 2 guys who have covered the teams you're passionate about for years.
We are professionals.
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson. Happy Monday to everybody. However, you may be listening to the show streaming over the air, KSLSports.com, YouTube, and to our friends in the future who are podcasting the show.
Hope we're still here.
How's it going?
Doing well. How are you?
Over there, Ben? Oh, man, just living the dream. What can I say? It's a Monday in March.
You had a late night last night?
It was.
Yeah. 8 p.m. tip on a back-to-back.
On a
Meaning
Sunday.
You work the next morning. Yeah, it's tough.
On a Sunday. I was saying this before the game. You know, normally I actually really like Sunday NBA basketball. Even now that they host more home games on Sundays, the vibe has been really good over there. I usually like kind of the kickoff to the week being NBA basketball is kind of fun, I think. But 8 o'clock start on a Sunday.
Yeah, why didn't they start this game at 6? There's nothing you're competing with other than kids have to go to school the next morning. People have to go to work the next day.
Oh man, we can get into that combo, which I love.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Let's do more afternoon games on the weekends.
Yep.
It totally makes sense. And where's David James? He'll talk to you about European television windows until you thoroughly understand them. But get more games on across the globe. Play them in the afternoon. Anyway, That's neither here nor there. But and to watch a game where basically nobody played. However, I will say this. And I know you're dying to start with the most important game in Jazz history because I saw you snap talk that out yesterday, that there hasn't been a more important game than that Sacramento game. But the NCAA tournament is probably the lead.
Yeah.
The Jazz, that game actually turned out to be fairly interesting. So we can get to that a little bit later on. And I'm dying to find out why it's the most important game in Jazz history. I was shocked when I saw that.
It's not what I said, but okay. Yeah, we will get to it.
What do you think, Ben? BYU gets the opportunity to play the, let's see here. I got to scroll right to it. Play the play-in between Texas and NC State. Any thoughts in Oregon?
I guess conceivably, I kind of like BYU's draw, assuming they get past the first round. But, that can change with an opening loss. And that's something BYU, I do think, is prone to still. I'm going to, pick them to advance past that. I've not filled out a bracket yet. But you filled out a bracket yet?
Oh, no.
Christian, you filled out a bracket yet?
Not quite.
Is it 9:58 on Thursday?
a.m.?
Yeah, ask your beloved how my modus operandi for filling out a tournament.
Yeah, I know how you do everything else in your life. So yeah, that's not surprising to me.
I'm calling Angie at 9:58. I can't get my login to work.
What's my password?
I can't
do it. Anyways, so I actually like the draw to go from Texas or NC State to playing Gonzaga or Kennesaw State. I imagine the Zags are going to win that game. And I think BYU has a history and size that is probably pretty beneficial against a team like Gonzaga. So,
I don't like the draw to get Gonzaga in the second round in Portland.
No, that's tough, obviously.
That's a home game
but
for Gonzaga.
You're a 6 seed. I mean, this is unfortunately what you're facing. This is what you are going to go up against. But
I guess, but my first reaction to it was this is the stupid committee creating storylines.
Absolutely, they are. That's no question. That's what happened.
Then all of a sudden BYU has to play their nemesis again, Gonzaga, the team that's basically stood in their way for over a decade. Oh, and throw in, because I already saw this storyline, last time BYU went to the Sweet 16, they had to beat Gonzaga in the second round. Yeah. And so it feels so manufactured to me. I feel it's, I don't know, kind of a disadvantage. You've got to play Gonzaga in the Northwest in the second round, and it's a pretty good Gonzaga team. I don't think it's Few's best per se, but it's still a really good team. And I guess if you're going to get a 3 seed, I probably would rather get UVA than Gonzaga in the.
You think?
In the Pacific Northwest. Maybe I'm disrespecting my Atlantic, my ACC bias there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Michigan State is the 3, and let's see, and Illinois. I'd rather have Illinois than Gonzaga. Oregon.
Illinois has been on a heater basketball-wise for a couple of years now. So, no, look, you're a 6 seed. That's the problem. You have to play a 3 seed in the second round, assuming they advance and you advance. So you're not a 3 seed yourself. You're not a 4 seed yourself. You are going to be the underdog after the opening game. And BYU, again, still has to get past the opening game, and I don't think playing an SEC team or an ACC team's a cakewalk there either. So, no, BYU's got their work cut out for them, and they're a little fickle. At their best, BYU can advance to the Elite Eight here and maybe further. Honestly, I think that the pathway has laid out for them to be able to do that. There's also a chance that they're out in the first round. I mean, that's the reality of being a 6 seed.
I don't know much. Obviously going to look into a little bit more with NC State and Texas. I know both of them finished the season on a bit of a down note. Old Will Wade there at NC State has had a couple of notable post-game comments talking about his team's struggles. So, I would guess BYU would have a pretty significant advantage. Although, isn't it funny that, I guarantee NC State and Texas are both athletic big teams.
Yeah, of course.
And the committee always seems to give BYU these athletic big teams, which historically they've been really vulnerable to. And actually, I don't think this squad is that much different, although they're a little bit more battle-hardened, I suppose.
10th in the SEC for Texas, 9-9. Now, look, that's where BYU was as well in the Big 12. So these teams are potentially comparable, and there are a lot of people who do think the SEC is better than the Big 12 this year.
Oh,
I certainly know some of the advanced analytics think the SEC is the better league.
Well, those analytics are wrong.
But yeah, I would imagine. I would think BYU is a better team. Then again, they don't have.
But that's the thing. It's about matchups.
It is,
either one of those teams could be a bad matchup for BYU. I don't know. This is the part of the tournament that really bugs me. The seeding part and the debate and all this and who's in and who's out, and Miami of Ohio is the last team in. I find it all dumb because it's all so subjective, but yet it means everything. Whether or not you get a team that you're overmatched against, or you can overmatch in the first round or second round, or who plays where, that stuff unfortunately matters. I think it's a bummer for BYU they get Gonzaga in the Northwest. That stinks. If I'm a Coug fan, get that plane ticket now. Go buy that ticket because if you've ever traveled to the West Coast Conference Tournament in Vegas, those Gonzaga fans are going to be all over that game.
They're going to be there. Yeah,
they're going to be all over that game. If of course you're right, BYU gets there, and then if you get out of that, you'll likely get Purdue. Although maybe they get upset by Queens.
Purdue just beat Michigan in the Big Ten title game, so no, I would not bet on that. Purdue, they're always good, but they're particularly good again this year. So
hey, this is Queens' last year in existence, dude. This is
is Queens dying?
Well, they're merging with another school, and they're going to be called something else.
Okay.
After this season.
Okay. Shout out Queens of NC, not Queens, New York.
No. Like the Queen City, Charlotte.
Okay.
I believe that's what it's named after.
So yeah,
but that's a storybook, man. Down goes Purdue. That's my first upset right there.
Queens over Purdue.
Yeah,
you're taking the 15 over the 2 seed.
That's what I'm doing.
I like your bracket already.
Yep.
Jay Billis does have BYU losing to Texas in this game, so there is some fear that BYU.
Of course,
is
they
at
got
risk here.
smoked by UCF on their home floor not that long ago.
Yeah,
but you know what? all of a sudden when rotations slim down and start to matter less and it starts to matter more who has the best player on the floor, it actually, I think, plays more into BYU's favor. As I'm thinking Pope's team that went to the NCAA tournament that was so unbelievably reliant on the three-point shot and the pace of play. You think back to some of Dave Rose's teams where they had to play with that breakneck pace because they weren't necessarily the most talented team or didn't have the most talented player. So if the game slowed down to a screeching halt, they were at a severe disadvantage. Or in Pope's case, if all of a sudden they go ice cold on the threes, they're tostada. That is not the case with this team.
No, and
we've
in fact,
never really seen that. So
they've shown an ability to overcome bad games by either A.J. DiBonsa or Robert Wright. Even if one of those guys plays poorly, BYU has still shown an ability to win some games late in the season. So that's an advantage they have. I mean, that's why you want to go out and get top-tier talent. And A.J. is the definition of top-tier talent outside of Cam Boozer and maybe a couple of the kids in Arizona. I'm not sure anybody's better than A.J. DiBonsa, and individually, A.J.'s better than they are.
Yeah, I'm not even considering Robert Wright that much. No offense to Rob. I might sit him down actually and say, hey, pal, less is more. And why don't you pour some of that energy into the old defensive end? But that's a tough sell, I suppose. Yeah. I think it comes down to A.J. DiBonsa being borderline unguardable, let alone against a team that's never seen him before. Yeah. So I think BYU's undoing might be their slow starts. And if they don't, I would imagine they're coming in. If you can't get up for an NCAA tournament game, what can you do? But
I mean, I don't think it's a lack of not being able to get up for these games. It just can't be at this point. You can't have done that for 30 straight games and be like, we forgot to get up. There's something wrong with the team.
But
this is a flaw of the team.
If you can steamroll them in the second half, why can't you steamroll them in the first? That's the thing.
I don't know.
And why does it happen over and over
Kevin Young
again?
knew he would fix it, but he doesn't know how to fix it either.
Quit putting NyQuil in the Gatorade. Stop that.
Yeah. If you're doing that, Kevin Young, do stop that.
It's
not helping your team.
Check with your equipment guy or whoever is doing the Gatorade.
Yeah.
And find out if they're pouring NyQuil in there. But that could be their undoing, I suppose. But I don't know. I didn't think Gonzaga basically at home was an easy draw.
No, I don't think there's an easy draw, period. I do think this is a team, though, that BYU can beat if they get that far. But again, get past your opening round before we start worrying about Gonzaga. It's got nothing to do with you yet.
We haven't even talked about the real local team that totally got the shaft. Old Utah State clocks in at a 9er, drawing Villanova in the first round, only to be, if they can get their way out of that game, Ben, only to be rewarded with Arizona in round number 2 in San Diego. And I'm sure the Blue Hairs there in Tempe would love to go to San Diego, so that's probably going to be pretty heavy Arizona. I guess Utah State fans can travel to San Diego a little bit easier, but I mean, a 9 and the only Mountain West Conference team to get in is disrespectful, Ben. You want to hear what Jared Calhoun had to say about it?
Let's hear it.
Really happy with the location for our fans and for our players, and obviously San Diego's close, but I think the seed was absolutely atrocious.
Is that something you almost expect in being a not a non-P4 school, is getting hosed on the seeding and having to deal with higher quality teams, I guess? Yeah, I mean, the one thing we don't have is the, whatever they're calling it, the quad A, 1A wins. But we've got great metrics on both sides of the ball. We're, top 30 in offense, top 50 in defense. So I thought for sure a 6 or a 7. I was really hoping for one of those. But I think we got to look at it like, hey, we're in the West. That's a huge positive for us and our fans. But I just don't think it was very deserving. I thought we should have been at least a 7.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and 0 weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar Sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.
I'm here on a job site with Tim, who owns his own electrical contracting business.
3 employees and 2 work trucks.
Tim traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance. We're positively here where he needs us most.
They sure are.
With step-by-step help on all his insurance needs, all for shockingly low rates.
Shockingly low, huh?
Just a little bit of electrician humour. Do you get it?
I got it.
You know, it feels like we have a real connection. All right, I'll stop.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. It feels good to Geico.
Long way to travel for Villanova. Wrong side of the country. So that is an advantage for Utah State.
And I don't necessarily know much about Villanova. I mean, I think the Magic Vegas predicting wizard initially has Utah State as the favorite. So, you know, we'll dive, I guess, a little bit more into the logistics. But, you know, for a conference that I think is the quality of the Mountain West, and granted that it wasn't as good this year as it has been, I understand that. You know, Boise was terrible out of nowhere. But to get a 9 to win that, not only win that league, but then win the tournament, I think is crazy. To get Arizona in the second round, like as you pointed out with BYU, that's the downside about getting a 9 seed. You know, you get up in that particular bracket, you get up, say, like a 7 seed, and all of a sudden you're at least getting Purdue in the second round. And again, I know you're in love with Purdue, but I think Arizona might be the favorite to win it all.
Yeah, for sure.
In San Diego, I mean, that's
played an awesome game over the weekend. There were some great games already in conference tournament play, but Arizona's win earlier in the weekend was
they're a
unreal.
complete team. They're really good. They've got stars. They've got a bunch of really good players.
They've got vets. They've got young players.
Depth. They've got everything. Tommy Lloyd seems to be a really good coach. Yeah. So to get that is just, I don't know. I don't think it's a fair reward for a great season. Again, getting to a flaw in college basketball. What's your reward for a great season? Well, if a committee member woke up with heartburn or has some anti-Logan bias or something like that, it's pretty crappy.
And Villanova's losses this season are not promising if you're Utah State. Now, again, they were 15-5 in conference and 24-8 overall. But you go through their losses this year. It's to open the season against BYU, who was a top 10 team at the time. They lost to Michigan, who is Michigan a 1 seed? They are a 1 seed.
They are.
They lost to Creighton. Now, Creighton's maybe their worst loss of the season behind their loss in the conference tournament. But Creighton's always a decent basketball team. They lost to St. John's, who won the Big East. They lost to UConn, who was a 2 seed. And they lost to them twice. And then they lost to Georgetown in the conference tournament. Now, Georgetown stinks. So losing to Georgetown was a bad loss, and maybe they take that momentum into the tournament. And Utah State has a chance to beat them, but they're battle tested. This is a Villanova team that's not going to be surprised by the quality of talent on the floor.
You heard Jared Calhoun there talking about quad 1 wins. We didn't have the quad 1 wins. Can we just get rid of all of that crap? Just get rid of all of the RPI. No offense to my guy Ken Palm. I mean, they can continue to exist, but in this sense, with the committee, all those are cats in the wall. All those are reasons or excuses to do what the committee wants to do and then somehow justify it. And then, coaches turn around and point at other teams and say, what about their quad 1 win? It wasn't, this player was hurt during this. All it is just crap to people to justify. I'd almost rather have it be one bozo sitting in a room and just lay it out. You know what I mean?
I like this one. Yeah.
One guy sitting there, just have Bruce Pearl do it. Sit Bruce Pearl down in a room. Now, Auburn would get like a 2 seed, which would be hilarious.
Yeah,
but
they'd have made the tournament.
But sit old Bruce down, get him some chicken wings or something, give him a couple hours in there and just hammer it out.
I'm with you, and just like it is with college football, you start determining these quad 1 wins based on some conference name, and I know that there are analytics that go with it, but it's like, well, they beat this team, and they're in this conference, and this conference beat this team in its own conference. And you've just got these walls blocked in.
But the wind was blowing on a Tuesday.
But we think the SEC is really good, so you beat the SEC. So that's a quad 1 win because it was a good SEC team.
It's so silly.
It's like, well, what if the SEC is not actually any good? we always love the Big East. Well, what if the Mountain West Conference was actually as good as the Big East this year? But that's not what their reputation has been historically, so we're just not going to believe it that way.
How about Gonzaga, for example? Now Gonzaga does do as good a job as anyone in the non-conference season to play as many good teams as they can, and they do a good job with that. But think about this. Gonzaga does what they always do. They win the West Coast Conference. They win the West Coast Conference tournament. They get rewarded with a 3 seed. Tell me this, Ben. Even when BYU was in the league, if anyone not named Gonzaga were to win that league, what would their seed be?
Low.
Like 9 or 10?
Yeah, right. 7 at the highest.
But simply because Gonzaga is Gonzaga, they
Right.
get the benefit of the doubt to get these great seeds.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Is it because of some sort of analytic or some sort of this or tier that or whatever? No, it's because the committee just assumes Gonzaga is good.
Name value.
And so they give them a seed.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just get rid of all that other crap. So that way, the person making a decision, if it were Bruce Pearl in my scenario, then we could just clown them right to their face and yell at them, and they just say, oh, well, whatever, that's what I did. Because that's what they're doing anyway, is my point.
Yep.
Like, oh, let's create a nice game for BYU in the second round. Their old foe, Gonzaga. And remember when Jimmer beat Gonzaga for BYU? I mean, it's just writing itself. Done. Put it in cement. Is that the criteria? That it would make good television?
That's certainly part of it.
Should it be?
No. Of course not. No, but of course that's
so
what they do.
Let's let the mouse do it. I know that ABC doesn't have the rights to the tournament, but let's let the TV executives draw it up then. And then we can yell at them.
Well, that is part of the issue of what is happening is, like you said, they're going to put Gonzaga up against BYU in the second round because there's a storyline there. They do some of that already, as you've said.
So what should Utah State do to get a better seed? Fist fight another team so that they can draw them in the tournament with a, you know what I mean?
You've got to leave your conference.
Yeah, so we got to create a storyline, guys. We got to create something here.
Yep.
I'm going to run an assistant coach over with my car, and then really everybody's going to be like, we got to see these two teams play in the tournament.
How many WCC
Now, I'll be
teams
in
made
jail. What?
How many WCC teams made it? I know St.
2.
Mary's is in. Is that it?
Yeah.
As always?
Yeah, the only reason St. Mary's makes it is because they have some sort of name value and a coach.
Oh, no, Santa Clara made it in also.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. They're a 10 seed. All right.
So the WCC got way more shine than the Mountain West? That's kind of funny.
17 and 16 Oregon State, who finished 4th in the conference, just missed out. But to that point, we have these 3 teams at the top of this conference beating up on each other, and we're like, well, they're historically very good teams, so we're going to put them in.
Yeah, Gonzaga's gotten 1 seeds.
Oregon State's horrible. Seattle U got fifth place in that conference. It's like, it was a terrible conference.
Didn't Oregon State just can what's-his-tinkle?
Yeah.
Wayne? He's been there for 11 years.
Didn't they hire him to get his kid?
That
Maybe
could
it was
be
his
that could be
assistant.
true.
Maybe he hired
but
a
they
bunch of
made a
assistants to get
random
their kids.
they made a random really big run, right? Didn't they go to a Final Four or something like that several years ago?
Yeah, they did have a good run.
that?
So I guess that'll give you a little life there in Corvallis.
Yeah. Man, WCC stinks now. It's kind of always stunk, but it really
well,
stinks
Gonzaga's going to the
yeah. No, it's really going to stink.
Yeah. I wonder how the new Pac-12 going to be a good league. It would be way better if New Mexico and UNLV would have also
jumped
defected.
Yep.
Which I'm still baffled why UNLV decided to stay in the Mountain West Conference. I mean, I guess they moved the league office down there, or they think they can be the big fish. I don't know, but that totally baffles me.
But fun to have 2 teams in the tournament. Almost had 3.
Well,
or UVU.
Lost on a dunk. Missed dunk.
You don't see
that guy was all over SportsCenter all night.
And
Stinks.
unfortunate, it was the last game of
Stinks.
the conference tournament, so everybody was watching. That was hard.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
You know, you're like Johnny Harleen is still open. You know, Johnny can't walk down the street without somebody talking about that. This poor guy is going to be hiding from that dunk for the rest of his life.
Wide open alley-oop. Couldn't get over the rim.
And he was, we were talking to DJ about it, and of course DJ would bring up, well, he's off balance, and all that is true. And there's reasons why he missed it, and that stinks for him. But I felt for him. We had SportsCenter up or whatever as we're watching the Jazz game, and I think they showed it like 5 or 6 times.
Absolutely.
And granted, we're there for a couple of hours, but he showed it over and over and over again. Ugh, rough.
Only cost them $1 million. No biggie.
Yeah, they paid $1 million to lose that game.
Tough.
Hello, NIT.
They are in the NIT.
Yeah.
I think they're a 4 seed.
Did you see Bruce Pearl's kids going to the NIT?
I believe it.
Yeah. I think they're a 1 seed.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah. I mean, that would be quite an
Should expand the
achievement.
tournament. Make sure Bruce Pearl's son's team can get in.
Are they going to put Bruce on the NIT coverage? Is he going to be
feels he's too good for
yelling
that?
at fans at the NIT? Is he going to go wherever Auburn's going and start just yelling at fans?
Yeah.
What a crazy man. I didn't watch really any of the coverage. What's he
The
on? Is
selection
he
show?
on CBS
He's
now?
on CBS. I did not watch the selection show either.
Yeah, you were busy watching, what was it, the Golden Globes?
Academy Awards last night.
Did your sister-in-law
She
win?
did not.
Oh, that's a bummer.
She kind of knew that was going to happen. Frankenstein won everything, leading up costume, makeup, and set design. Frankenstein won every single award, so they went into this with that expectation. That's what happened.
It's all crooked crap. Who did the studio bribe? You know what? Your sister-in-law basically won last
She'd
night.
get a shout out. She'd get a shout out by the winner, so that was cool.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
Did she go?
She was there. Yeah, she's on the red carpet. It was cool.
Doing the whole thing?
Uh huh. She and my brother went.
Did she practice her disappointed face? Like,
they didn't show her. They didn't do the
No?
the 5 picture box. No, you didn't see her. They only showed clips from the from Hamnet, which is the movie she did, and then you did see her kind of working on the costumes in the short clip. But I was glad she got that.
because I would practice my because you don't want to look devastated.
Correct.
You don't want to, because I'm sure it's a bummer to lose, right? But you don't want to overdo it. You got to clap for the winner, right? But you're not going to celebrate their win.
You can't fist
You
pump
got to
it.
really think this through.
Yeah, you do. You should shoot some video.
Trip them on the way down. Oh,
She was
sorry.
she was behind her, I think. So yeah,
You don't want to do that.
No.
No, you don't want to get caught on camera shoving the winner. Although we did have a Best Actor award winner walk up and slap the host once.
Hit a
So
host.
you never know.
Could have killed him, according to Judd Apatow. Didn't. It was a good Oscars. It was fun last night.
What? Could have killed him.
That's what Judd Apatow said after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. He tweeted he could have killed him. No, he couldn't have. With that slap?
With any slap.
No,
have you
Judd.
seen those? Have you seen those
Yeah,
slapping
right.
competitions
No
where
one's
those
dying.
mountainous humans are slapping each other?
Right. Relax, Judd.
By the way, what a terrible sport.
Yeah, stupid.
How do you get involved in something like that?
Like that?
You win an Oscar.
You've got a strong cheek.
Let me hit it.
Let's check this out. Okay, well, I admire your sister-in-law's restraint.
They had a good time.
No, that's really cool. What a cool connection. That's awesome. It's an honor to be nominated.
Absolutely.
As they say.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com. Coming up next, Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.